Hi everyone, it's Tiffany with Ready Set Create, coming to you on this chilly Sunday. Let's see, it is Sunday, January 21st. I had no idea what date it was. I'm completely out of touch with the date these days. Coming to you from my virtual craft room with a live process video. So thanks for joining me. If you're here live, glad to see you. If you're catching my replay, awesome. I'm so happy that you're watching my videos, and be sure to hit like and follow on my YouTube channel, and you can get all the latest videos when I post them. Hi Pat, nice to see you. So tonight I'm going to be scrapping, I'm using one of the sketches that Creative Memories put out last weekend for their virtual crop, and they had a sketch that was one large photo on the right and then a row of 3 smaller photos on the left. So I went to my niece's cousin's daughter's birthday party, if you can follow along with that. This is the birthday girl here, Ella, her mom, and her grandmother. So I printed that one as my big photo, my 4x6, and then I have 3 other pictures. I have the picture of me and my mom and my niece, the birthday card that I made for Ella, and then the gorgeous cake and cupcake. So these are the 3 smaller photos that I'm going to use, and then this is the bigger one. So because this birthday party was just pink, 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 I decided I was going to use some pink papers, and I just went through my stash and pulled a few scraps. So this one was from a woodland collection from, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. This pink was from like a floral, some kind of floral collection. Then I just have a pink piece of this cardstock, and I have another scrap of a different shade of pink. So I have lots of shades of pink just to use up some scraps, kind of get through my stash a little bit. And then the birthday party was pink and gold. So then I pulled out my silver and gold collection. I have very few embellishments left, but I thought maybe I could use a couple of those. I have the stickers from silver and gold, the border stickers, so I might be able to incorporate those. I grabbed the gold script letters to use for my title, and then I also grabbed my, these are big poster board letters that I got at Dollar General. They're just these big, very bold, very metallic letters, so they're probably, they don't always come across great on screen, but they're really fun for something like this. So I grabbed those letters. I've got a lot of different things. I also grabbed my Lullaby Lane embellishments in case there's anything in here that might work. And I had these in my kit. I think maybe these are from Target or something. And they're Valentine's Day chipboards, but there's some pinks and golds here. So I just grabbed stuff that might work. Have an assortment of things. So let's see. I'm going to put my papers aside. I'm going to start with my border that I wanted to make for this layout. Hi Nancy. Hi Gail. Oh, it's so fun. People meeting up here. That's kind of cool. So I'm going to use my Border Maker system and the new banner cartridge. Mine came in last week and I haven't had a chance to use it. So I thought, this is a birthday party. I'm going to have banners on it. And I'm going to be doing a technique where you do the border on all 4 sides of the paper. I practiced this already because each border cuts a little bit differently. And so when you're doing techniques that are a little bit different than just a straight border along your page, you want to test it out on scrap paper just to see how it comes out. So I tested this out already, and I know that this technique that I'm doing will work on an 11 by 11 piece of paper. So I am trimming my paper down to 11 by 11. Was anybody able to get any crafting done this weekend? I did, I was a guest for a virtual crop yesterday, so I got to do a layout yesterday, which was really fun. And my craft room is in my basement, and it's been cold down here. So I actually just kind of did the layout and ran. But today it's not too bad. It was much colder yesterday. So I popped my paper in here. I've got the banner cartridge in the housing. And I'm going to go down. Now this technique only works with the punch out style, because if I did a chain border, that punches out the chain as a separate piece, this technique wouldn't work. But, so I'm gonna go down 5 times. And what's great about this is then you're left with all these little banners. So I'm gonna get a little container and save these, because I will use those for, you know, putting the date on a layout or a little word on a picture or something. They'll be great for that. So now I'm rotating my paper, and I'm doing the same thing, starting up at the top or the bottom, whichever works for you, but only punching 5 times. And like I said, every cartridge is a little bit different size, so if you want to try this technique with a layout, a paper that you have and a border that you have, just try it on scrap paper first to see what size works best. Because you might need to not trim it at all and just do a 12 by 12 piece, or maybe 11.5 by 11.5, just depends on the size of the cartridge. Do 5 times around that side, and then turning it one more time. And each time you have to remember to take that tray out and get your paper lined up, because otherwise you will end up with a crooked border. So now you see I have this space left here. I'm going to do 5 times, and I'll line up with where I started. Hi, Michelle. Yeah, this is a cool way to incorporate a border. You might be able to, no, I don't know, you might be able to do this with some of the topper cartridges, which cut the punch and leave it along the top, but I'm not sure. It's, you know, each one cuts a little differently, so it's just kind of playing around with it. All right, so I've got this cut out. Now I'm going to grab this cardstock. So this is going to go behind it, and that's going to lay on top, and then you have that really neat geometric design. But first, before I do this, I'm going to gut out the center of that pink paper, because it's just being covered up by the white anyways, and I can use this for something else, probably to map my photo. So I am going to go down to the 10, because I want to make sure to leave myself plenty of wiggle room. So I'm just going to be starting at the 10-inch mark. I'm going to end up cutting out an 8 by 8 square from the center. And this helps to make your layout a little less bulky. And then if you're frugal like me, it saves that paper. I don't think I cut all the way through those times. I got to do this again. This is I grabbed this from my stash, and it's Basil cardstock, and it's really heavy duty. And I need to change the mat on my trimmer as well. So I just got out the center. Now I can use this to map my photos. Grab my adhesive. Now, normally I would put some adhesive through the center, but I can't do that because there's nothing here. So I have to just run it along the edge. Otherwise you get a sticky situation on your hands. And I've done that plenty of times. If you're putting your layout directly on your page refills, then you could do it. I just use top loading page protectors, so I need to leave that. I can't make that back sticky. All right, so I've got my background here. Now I'm going to grab my photos and get those matted. So I've got this hot pink that I can use, and I've got that lighter pink. Grab my photos. Yeah, I know, you end up with all those banners, and those will be great for so many projects. I love, you know, I have all these little date stamps, and they'll have words on them and everything. You could stamp the date and put that along the edge of a layout on the banner or on the edge of a photo. I'll find some teeny tiny cute little container and put them in there. So I'm just going to trim my photos. As usual, if I'm doing smaller photos, I do a collage. So I chose a collage that had 2 photos. Then I could print this as a 4x6. save myself the money. I sent a bunch of photos last week to Walgreens, or CVS actually, ones that I knew I was planning on printing. If I'm just printing on the fly because I don't know what I'm scrapping, then I'll just print from home. But if I'm planning ahead, I will print a bunch. I'll send a bunch over to CVS of things that I know I'm working on. All right, so I've got those. Now I want to matte, I think I'm going to double matte this one. So it's just a matter of deciding, do I want it light pink and then hot pink, or hot pink and then light pink? I think I'm going to do hot pink and then light pink just to separate that bright pink a little bit. This was such an awesome birthday party. Oh my gosh, they had so many decorations and the food was amazing and they had a DJ and it was like no first birthday party I'd ever been to. It was awesome. There was so much food and there was like all the cake, and the cupcakes were amazing. They had a whole candy bar. It was pretty cool. And the birthday girl loves to dance, so she was like having the time of her life on the dance floor. Her grandmother was out there, her great grandmother. It was a party for sure. All right, so there I have my focal photo, and this is a great technique anyways. If you have a birthday party or a Christmas event or something that has a lot of photos, pick your favorite or the one that you want to highlight and print that one as the biggest one. And then do your other ones smaller, because that's going to highlight, obviously I want the birthday girl to be the one that's the star of the show. So, just choose one that you want as your biggest one. And then that gives you more room to fit more photos if you need to. It's just nice to be able to, and highlight the most important photo a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is matte these on the kind of coral paper first. I think that's what I'll do. Because it was like a strip with the 3 photos. But I think I will matte each one so that I can overlap them a little bit. These cupcakes had a filling inside them, so you bit into it and it was like Nutella or caramel, or oh my gosh, they were over the top. They were so good. And I'm not a cupcake fan, but these were amazing. So I'm just doing a little matte around each one of these photos. And it's nice having this trimmer because you can really trim a nice sliver if you need to. This is great. I'm using a lot of scraps. And that's really, if you're, making any kind of resolutions for the new year, using your stash is a good one. Because I don't know about you, but I have a lot of stuff in my stash. So I'm going to just cut a long strip of this to go down my photo. And my photos are 3 inches, so I think I'm going to do a 4-inch strip. Yeah, I'll do a 4-inch strip. I think these are supposed to be, grass. It's like pink grass, but it kind of looks like birthday candles to me. But I cut it the wrong way anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it kind of look like birthday candles to me. So I'm going to put this here. And then I'll grab my main photo first. What did I do with it? Where's the birthday girl? Oh, my goodness. You start piling things up and then something always disappears. So I'm just putting that there so I have an idea of placement. I think I want to do the cake. Yeah, I like that. So they're a little bit, I think in the sketch it showed them like 3 in a row pretty straight, but I'm going to, you know, just kind of stack them a little bit. I think I'm going to put the cake down here because I've got empty space here. So for overlapping, that works better. This card, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper that I folded in half. And then I just had a couple of scraps of pattern paper that I stuck on, and then I cut a giant number 1 out of cardstock, and I wrote, "Happy First Birthday, Ella." Super simple. That tends to be my go-to for birthday cards, is I'll just cut out the number out of a big piece of cardstock and layer some stuff and make a really quick but pretty personalized card. Okay, so then the cake picture I can tuck underneath a little bit. And I'm going to grab a piece of foam to put behind this photo. So that that will just kind of stand out on my layout. Grab my scissors. Sherry, this is the Creative Memories, are you talking about my big paper trimmer? This is the Creative Memories trimmer, and it just, it came out in blue last year for their birthday celebration. My photo trimmer, this is Our Memories for Life, which was the company that came out years ago when Creative Memories went out of business, and then they kind of came back as Our Memories for Life for a while. This was the photo trimmer that they had, and it is still going strong for me, so I, still use it. But the Creative Memories paper trimmer, I absolutely love. And what's nice about it is you have lots of blades that you can swap out. So if you like to do waves, you can do scallops, decals, there's a whole bunch of different blades, and they just store right back here. And then you just pop this out, pop out that straight blade, and pop in the other one. It's super easy. And then if your paper is ripping or not cutting all the way through, it's usually not the blade, it's usually the mat. So I'm actually going to swap mine now that I'm thinking of it. When you first get it, you start on number 1, then you go to number 2, then you flip it over and go to number 3, and then number 4. And I think you can get about 200 cuts on each number. I scrapbook several times a week, so I've never replaced the blade on these. I've only replaced the mats, and the mats are $8.50, I think, so it's not too expensive. But I love how precise I get with the cuts, and I can do really nice thin slivers if I need to. So this is just Kids Craft foam that I like to use if I need to pop up a large space. I'll normally use my foam dots, my foam squares, but if I have a bigger piece that I need to pop up, I will use the craft foam. And I can just trim it to the size that works for me. And pop that down. Now I also grabbed some twine. And this is the twine in my picture. I used it on the birthday card. And so I figured, oh, I should use it on the layout as well. So I'm going to wrap that around the bottom of the photo just to add a little extra something, a little bit of texture to the layout, because I'm not really doing a lot to this layout, but fun to add a little texture to it. Now, if I could tie a bow, that would be great, but I can't. I can tie knots, so that's what I do. And I'm just going to use some liquid adhesive on the back to get that foam stuck down. All right, so now I'm going to grab my stickers to see how I want to do my title. Yeah, Sherry, I can't do bows to save my life. So if there's ever an occasion where it really calls for a bow, I will phone a friend. It's usually my mother because she's good at making bows. And I'll say, can you tie a bow on this thing? But otherwise, I just do knots, and that's fine with me. I am going to spell out Bday with these big letters, and then I'm going to put first above it. So I did already flip through these, I thought. I look for, oh yeah, there's the B. These are such big, bold letters, but I don't ever use them unless it's just a short word, like Bday, or, you know, just something that's 3 or 4 letters, because I kind of feel like a little bit goes a long way with these, but they definitely make a statement. And for a birthday layout, I think having big, bold, metallic letters is good. Now, out of Y's. So what I thought was I'm going to use the top of the X, and then I'm going to add the bottom of an I to it to make the straight part of the Y. Because I don't know when I'm going to use an X, so I can sacrifice that sticker. Sometimes you just have to get creative with your letter stickers and see what you can build. So then I'm going to use this I, trim it right there. You know, I've used number 3s backwards as an E. That works fine for when you run out of E's. I always run out of E's. I've made letters, I've cut a part of the P off to make it a lowercase r. That always works. So I've got Bday here. Now I'm going to look through my script letters and hope that I could spell out first. And I think I'll do it in lowercase. And this is something that I really like doing too, is 2 different fonts. Actually, I think I'm going to start spelling it backwards because I want to have it right justified. So I'm going to start with the T, F-I-R-S-T. If you're ever spelling a letter and you're like me and you forget how to spell it as you're doing it, write it out on a piece of paper. That way you can keep referencing it. Because there have been many times that I've spelled something wrong and I don't notice until, you know, I'm showing my daughter the page or something and she goes, is that how you spell that word? And I'm like, oh man, I'm missing a letter. All right, first Bday, cute. All right, I'm going to grab the border cartridges, the border stickers. This is from Silver and Gold. I do not have much of Silver and Gold left, so I'm really getting down to the nitty-gritty of this, but this is fun just to add a little something. I could add it along the side there. I think in the sketch it actually called for it this way, so I'm going to see if I can do that. Because I think in the sketch it called for it along the layout. So I'm going to pull that up, tuck it under the photo. Yeah, that's good, because then it's not competing too much with the banners across the top. Now I'm going to have to look in my phone to see the date of this because I don't remember. It was November at some point, but I don't remember the exact date. But I think what I will do is add this here or along here somewhere with the date. Just one of these punched out banners, and I'll put that with the date. And I'm going to grab These are the only embellishments I have left from Silver and Gold. So I've got these hearts. I've got this butterfly. That's silver, so that won't work. I think I'll do the butterfly. And maybe the hearts there. I don't have to add too much. There's definitely a lot going on in this layout, but just to add a few little embellishments. These are really nice layered embellishments, so they already have foam behind the layers, which is kind of nice. And I'll put this blessed over by my niece. Okay, so all I need to do is add the date. I'll probably do Ella. I'll spell out Ella with my pen. Oh, maybe I'll just grab my gold pen right now. That's a good idea. Ella's first birthday. Cute. And I think that's it. There's a lot going on in this layout, so I don't really think I need to do anything else. I will probably, like I said, I'll look up the date, and I'll use my gold pen again to write the date on there and, you know, find a spot where it would work well to tuck that. Maybe under this butterfly, that might be cute. But I'll find a spot that it would do well, and I'll add the date. But really, that's it. So a pretty quick and easy layout to put together. And this is a really fun technique. So grab your Border Maker cartridges and look for anything that is the knockout style, which means that it's going to punch out the design right from your paper. It's going to leave it right on your paper. And give this a try. It's just 5 times around, and then you turn your paper. And like I said, you might need to trim it to 11 and 11, like I did for this. And then you can have your border go all around 4 sides. So thank you so much for joining me in the virtual craft room tonight. And I hope to see you again soon. If you try this out, be sure to share it with me, because I love seeing when people try out the ideas and how their layouts come out too. So thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon. Stay warm, everybody. Bye-bye.